Hey everybody, welcome into the LL Basketball Roundtable, brought to you by Student Transportation of America. Jason Garente on my left, Jeff Reinhardt here. Mike Gross is in Miami, covering Penn State. That's a nice gig.
Yeah, we're a man down, but we're going to try to play shorthand.
Yes, we will steer the ship this week, and hopefully Mike's back next week. Go Penn State. Okay, let's talk hoops. There's a lot going on. We're out of the holiday break. We're getting into the meat of the races now, which is good and fun, and we love the LL section races. So let's start there. Let's just kind of break it down by section, who's where, what's coming up, what you like, what you've seen. Section 1, boys, go.
So we have a 5-day sort of round robin with the top 3 teams, which are Cedar Crest, Penn Manor, and Manheim Township. It starts, we're taping on Wednesday, it starts tonight. Cedar Crest is at Township. This is sort of the end of the cycle. They play 5 games and then they circle around and play 5. So these teams will be seeing each other for the first time. And then on Friday, it's Cedar Crest against Penn Manor, which will also be the first time. And then when we get to Monday, it will be Township and Penn Manor, which is a rematch, which Penn Manor won. Yep. Right now, Penn Manor's in first place by a game, and then you have Cedar Crest and Township a game back.
Okay.
Cedar Crest has a couple shaky losses, though. They lost to McCaskey, which hasn't won since that night. They lost to Conestoga Valley, which right now wouldn't be in the league playoffs. So it'll be interesting to see. We really don't know how these teams will shake out yet. We just know 3 of them have a chance to qualify and would be dangerous, but only 2 will actually make the league playoffs.
Okay, 3 for 2 spots. Hempfield's struggling, aren't they?
Hempfield's in last place and Hempfield and McCaskey are the 2 of the bottom teams in District 3 6A.
Really?
Power ratings. It's tough times there.
Okay. All right, Section 1 girls, pretty cut and dried. Lebanon, Cedars, and Manheim Township, both 3-0. They're tied for the top spot. Saw Lebanon Central Dauphin last Saturday in a potential District 3 playoff clash. Went right down to the end up in Harrisburg. CD pulled it out late. Lebanon played a really spirited, good.
That's a good result
half
for them.
Yeah. Yes, Coach Walborn was not totally disappointed.
Yeah.
You know, we got a lot out of this. We hate the loss, but this will help us down the road. So Township and Lebanon tied, both 3-0. They do play here midweek, but then they play Friday night. Lebanon at Manheim Township, so if they both go into that 4-0, sole possession of first place will be on the line. Friday night, Section 1 girls. Looks like Lebanon and Township are going to be duking it out there, I think, for the rest of the season. Section 2 boys, what do you got?
Warwick took care of Ephrata at home last week. Warwick's the front runner.
Yeah.
I think they're clearly the best team in the section. They could be the best team in the league. They haven't won the league championship since 1988, so if they were able to do it, it would be the first since the the Dave Althouse days when Warwick was a powerhouse in the 80s. Second place is more interesting. Ephrata's in second with 1 loss, and then you have Conestoga Valley, which is this up and down sort of wild card team, and Cocalico with 2 losses. So those 3 are positioning for at least second place and a spot in the playoffs, and those are teams that are not perennially in the league playoffs, so it's a big deal for them to get in. CV beat Cocalico last night, and Cocalico and Ephrata play next, so that's always a heated game. And now if Ephrata were to win that, it would be in really good position for second place, but it looks like Warwick's the team to beat there.
Okay, 1988 Warwick.
Yeah.
It was my senior year in high school. And Warwick, if I recall, they won the title at F&M.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was at F&M that year. Wow, Wayback Machine. Okay, Section 2 girls. Ephrata out front. They're 4-0 here midweek. They've won 7 in a row, 8 in a row. They've been great. Ephrata was 0-3 out of the chute, and they haven't lost since. So they're picking up a lot of steam. They get Cocalico here midweek, which is an interesting backyard rivalry game. Eagles fell out of a tie for second place. On Tuesday, they lost to Conestoga Valley. So the Bucks are 4-1. They're alone in second place, and they get Ephrata next week. So we'll see if that's still a first place game next Friday. Long way to go, obviously, but Ephrata girls have been really, really good here. They're the defending champ. They've won 4 out of 5 in this section. They're on a nice little binge and playing really well. So all eyes on Ephrata in Section 2 girls. Section 3 boys, I hope is not as nutty as Section 3 girls.
Well, we got some clarity last night, which was Tuesday night. Mannheim Central beat LS at home.
That's big.
That was for first place. Central has now defeated both LS and Octorara, which are the two leading challengers. Central's 10-1, 4-0 in the league.
Barons.
They have 4 double-digit scores. They play great defense. They can win the league championship.
Wow.
They're not favored, but they're probably the front runners in Section 3 now. LS has Chase Smucker, who dropped in 30. His team had 57. He dropped in 30.
Oof.
An incredible performance because Central plays really good defense, and he was still able to put up that total.
Nice.
LS and Octorara are now battling it out for that second place spot. Central's already beaten Octorara, but LS and Octorara haven't played, and that game's Friday, so we'll get some clarity on who's better between the two of them. Octorara is having another great year. They only have 1 loss as well. So
Under the radar, too.
They play, well, first of all, they're not in the county, and then they play a lot of non-league games that are outside, a lot of Berks teams, so you don't see them as much. They're just not playing the other, like some of the Section 1 and Section 2 teams play each other, but Octorara plays all over the place, and not really in Lanco. So.
Barons, don't underestimate the Derb.
The Derb, the power of the Derb, and Coach Charlie Fisher, and it's a program now, Like
It is.
They're good every year. It's really
It is.
changed there.
Okay, Section 3 girls is all over the place. Northern Lebanon picked up a win over Elko on Tuesday, so they're 3-1. So percentage points, Northern Lebanon is out front, but Lancaster Catholic's 2-1, Mannheim Central's 2-1, LS is 2-1. So 4 teams have 1 loss. Good luck with that. A lot of head-to-heads are coming up here. Northern Lebanon plays Central plays Lancaster Catholic plays LS. So all those games are going to happen within the next week. So Section 3 girls are going to get a facelift here, but right now there's a 4-way knot. Do want to mention Northern Lebanon girls play Friday at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. What do they call that? Court of Dreams series. Northern Lebanon girls and boys play Friday. Girls play at 1, boys play after at the Wells Fargo Center against Williams Valley out of District 11. So have fun, enjoy that trip. Vikings, Section 4 boys, tee it up.
Lancaster Mennonite and Annville Cleona, both 3-0 in the league. They play at Mennonite on Friday. Winner has the inside track. Mennonite's a big favorite here.
Yeah.
They're the District 3 4-time champions. Annville didn't win a league game last year.
Wow.
I mean, they had a lot of close calls. They lost 2 to Peckway that were tight, but they were close. Like you sense that they were good. They have Elijah Slayback, who's one of the best scorers. He's the leading scorer in the league. For them, getting in the league playoffs would be a huge deal. So even if they don't win this game against Mennonite, they would be a game ahead in the loss column of Lancaster Country Day, which is the 3rd team that's trying to get into the top 2 to make the league playoffs.
Yeah.
But it feels like Mennonite's section until someone shows that someone can knock off the Blazers.
How the Crimson Tide doing up on the hill?
Crimson Tide have 1 win. It's tough times. I mean, they had 8 good seniors last year, and they have a new coach, and they're kind of in this window where they might not be great this year, but it's coming. Like there's some really good young players, and they'll be back. But this is kind of the valley before the hill.
Gotcha. Section 4 girls, pretty simple. Peckway Valley, 3-0. Lancaster Country Day, 2-0. They play Wednesday night as we tape. Winner gets sole possession of first place. Peckway Valley, first team in the league to 10 wins before they lost. We'll see if Country Day can spring one. They've only played 6 games, but they're back on the court here Wednesday night to take on Peckway Valley. We'll see how that one goes. Okay, milestones. Penn Manor kid got 1,000 last week.
Michael Lauer became the 7th Penn Manor player to reach 1,000. He joined his father, GJ,
Nice.
1990 Penn Manor grad, who also made the club. Lauer needed 10.
Oh, this is a great
He got
story.
11, and the 11th came on a layup with 2 seconds to go. So you don't know anxiety till you've gone somewhere to write the 10,000 point story, and he gets it with 2 seconds left.
Oh my gosh.
But he came here from State College. The family moved away to State College and then came back for his junior and senior years. And he really changed the path of the program. He was that complimentary guy to Ethan Benny, and they almost made the league final last year, and now he's the #1 scorer on a really good young athletic team that could make the league playoffs and is in first place. Interesting fact, Penn Manor's never won Section 1 of the
Never.
Lancaster Lebanon. I mean, never.
Never.
And right now they're 3-0 and in first place, so they have a chance at it. After Michael Lauer, there's the Anvil Cleona kid, Elijah, who we mentioned earlier, who's in the 900s, Noah Bailey at Solanco, and Jace Conrad at Garden Spot will be coming up soon, too,
Okay.
for the 1,000 points.
Okay. 3 girls in the 900s. Janae Patterson, Pequot Valley, who's having a great season.
A junior, too.
Junior, she's averaging 23 a game. She's been phenomenal. She's at 958. 2 CCAC kids coming up on 1,000. Desiree Smucker, Linville Hill, 971.
First in school history, right?
She would be the first girl, and she would join Smucker on the boys' side.
Unrelated, Stephen Smucker.
Unrelated. There's 8 million Smuckers at Linville Hill, and they have a huge game Friday against Veritas Academy, an East game, which is huge. And Alicia Fisher from Lancaster County Christian is at 929. They have a big game coming up Monday against Mount Calvary, which is a crossover game, but that's a potential playoff game. So a lot of fun stuff going on in the CCAC. Okay, what are you doing the rest of the week? What gym are you going to show up in?
Well, this is Wednesday night where we have the Cedar Crest Township game, which is the first sort of test for Cedar Crest against the big 2 teams besides them in the standings. Friday, there's 2 really good games. Anvil and Mennonite play, like I said, and also you have Penn Manor and Cedar Crest, so there's 2 good ones. And even, Cocalico and Ephrata play this week, which is another good one.
That is
So
a big game.
it's that time where you go to the turn, where you get to the 5th game and the league's and everyone who hasn't played yet sort of collides, and that's the part of the schedule that we're at right now.
Okay, did you pick a game Friday?
Friday, I'm going to go see Anvil and Mennonite. I've never seen Elijah Slaybach play in person. The one time I saw Anvil last year, he wasn't in the
didn't
lineup.
play.
So I'm interested to see him. He's had several 30-point games this year.
Holy.
He's a big scorer.
Okay, Friday night I'm going to check out Lebanon against Manheim Township, the big first place game in Section 1, assuming they get
that's a
there.
giant one.
That'll be a lot of fun. Not sure about Saturday yet, but it's supposed to snow again, so we shall see. Next week, I was looking at the schedule. Next week is crazy. There's huge games every night next week. Okay, we got to get out of here. It's the LL Basketball Roundtable, sponsored by Student Transportation of America. Enjoy the hoops, gang. For Jason, I'm Jeff. We'll see you next week.